Hello and good day, welcome to our YouTube channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Book of 1 John, Chapter 3. Let's get started now. The first epistle of John, also known as 1 John, is a letter written by the Apostle John to a community of believers in the early church. It is widely believed to have been written towards the end of the 1st century AD and addresses important theological issues such as the nature of God, the divinity of Jesus, and the significance of love in Christian faith. In chapter 3, John continues to expound on the theme of love and its significance in the life of a believer. He begins by reminding his readers of the incredible love that God has shown us by calling us his children. See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God. And that is what we are. 1 John 3 verse 1. John then goes on to explain that the implications of this love extend far beyond mere words. Those who truly understand the love of God will seek to live in a way that reflects that love. Everyone who has this hope in him purifies himself, just as he is pure. 1 John 3 verse 3. In other words, if we truly believe that we are loved by God, then we will seek to live in a way that honors that love by pursuing purity and righteousness. John then turns his attention to the concept of sin, which he describes as lawlessness. He explains that sin is incompatible with the nature of God, and that those who persist in sin are not truly children of God. No one who lives in him keeps on sinning. No one who continues to sin has either seen him or known him. 1 John 3 verse 6. John goes on to contrast the lives of those who belong to God with those who do not. He writes, "This is how we know who the children of God are and who the children of the devil are. Anyone who does not do what is right is not God's child, nor is anyone who does not love their brother and sister." 1 John 3 verse 10. John's emphasis on the importance of love in the life of a believer is especially striking. He writes, "Dear children, let us not love with words or speech but with actions and in truth." 1 John 3 verse 18. In other words, love is not merely a matter of saying the right things, but of living in a way that reflects the love of God in all of our actions. The lesson that John teaches in this chapter is a powerful one. It is not enough to merely profess faith in God. True faith is demonstrated through a life of love and obedience. As John writes, "This is how we know that we belong to the truth and how we set our hearts at rest in his presence. If our hearts condemn us, we know that God is greater than our hearts, and he knows everything." 1 John 3 verses 19 to 20. Our assurance of salvation comes not from our own feelings or emotions, but from a life that is lived in obedience to God's commands. The teachings of 1 John chapter 3 have important applications for us today. In a world that often seems divided and hostile, it is easy to fall into the trap of anger, bitterness, and hatred. Yet as John reminds us, the hallmark of a true believer is love. As we seek to follow Christ, we must strive to love others in the same way that he loved us. This means showing kindness, compassion, and forgiveness even to those who have hurt us or who may be difficult to love. In addition, John's emphasis on the importance of living a pure and righteous life serves as a reminder that our actions matter. As believers, we are called to pursue holiness and to turn away from sin. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.